Morning everybody, this is Dana. This is take 2 of this video. Oh my goodness, I got halfway done with the video and my phone cut off because I ran out of storage space. So here we go for a second time around. What we're doing today is we're taking on the next step of our farmhouse journals that I've been working on, that you guys wanted to see the step-by-step. So what we've done to this point is we've sewn in the signatures in the last video, and we are ready to start putting in pockets and ephemera. So let me show you what I've done. I'm going to put these aside, and I'm going to show you my bin. Okay, this is my ephemera bin. When I sit down to make ephemera, I always make multiples, okay? And this is where they go. So anytime I'm trying a new technique, I've seen something somebody's doing on YouTube and I really like it and I want to try it, I will never just make one of them. I will always make multiples at one time. And then they go in this bin. So here you see I did some Christmas journaling cards. I did like 4 of them and I stuck them in here so I can grab them when I'm doing Christmas journals. This is book page projects I did with little flags and corner pockets and things like that. So there's multiples of those that are in here. I've got this is a pile of tags cut out of a manila folders that I coffee dyed. So I cut them into tag shapes and stuck them in here. Here's more book page projects for ephemera, triple pockets. When I am gluing, you've seen me do this, when I'm using a glue stick and I'm collaging and I'm using my little book that I glue on to catch the extra glue, when a page gets too gummy, I rip it out and I fold it in half. And that's what all of this stack is right here. I'm running low because I just made it a bunch of journaling cards out of them. And that's what I use these for, this is the basis of my journaling cards. This is just like a little flip project that I was doing. I saw somebody do it as a greeting card and I thought it'd be great in a journal. So I have like 10 of those that I was playing with. Here's coffee dyed book pages, some more pockets, things like that. Then on this side, I have things that are like pre-packaged, like these little coin envelopes. These are some tags that came in Happy Mail. Here's the quilt die that we were playing with in a previous video. A pad of guest checks. These are like index cards that I quilted scraps onto and paper scraps onto and made them the size of pockets. Stickers, mini file folders, things that I'll use as ephemera in a journal. Stuff that I reach for all the time, like my Tim Holtz words, cheesecloth, my mail stamps, coin envelopes I've made, library pockets, and here's like envelopes that are homemade envelopes. And then toward the back is packaging that I save that I want to alter. I keep that in here. I have ephemera that I've gotten, digital ephemera, like this that I've printed and cut out that I can put in pockets for journaling. And back here is all my bags. Napkins, blank little note paper, junk mail envelopes, anything I grab to either alter or that has been altered, this is where I keep it. And this is a little bit empty because what I've done is I've gone into that bin and I pulled stuff for the farmhouse journals. So this pile here is all stuff that I pulled out. And because we've got 2 books, one is 2 signatures, one is 3, what I've done is I've pulled multiples of 3. So these are every pocket, everything I pulled 3 of them, okay? And if I felt like they needed to be altered a little bit more, I went ahead and did that the other night. So like these and these, I felt like these were fine on their own and that they didn't really need anything. And so I just put these aside to use. But like I felt like the little coin envelopes needed a little something on the front, so I did that. Corner pockets, pulled 3 of them. These little tag pockets, 3 of those. And these little double pockets, 3 of those. Okay, so I pulled those, and that's a good place to start. And then for the inside, front, and back cover of the journals, which we have 2 journals, I decided to do library pockets, so I pulled 2 of those for the inside front cover. And then these altered mini paper bags are going to be on the back inside cover. And these all I did, these are these little mini envelopes. Mini paper bags. And I just glued the flap down here to create a pocket. Pulled a tag from the bin that I thought would go well. And then I made a tag with some leftover napkin scraps to go in the big pocket. So I think that's a good place to start as far as ephemera is, and everything in that pile is decorated. Now, what else I've done is gone through the bin, and I pulled a ton of journaling cards, okay, that we've made. We made these in a video with the quilt block die, and these are just other journaling cards that were already in there, that had already been done out of scraps. I've got some little bingo cards. I think those would be cute in a smaller pocket. Now, these I have not, some of them are decorated, most of them are not. And so as we put the journal together and put things in pockets, if they need a little more embellishing, I'll do that at that time. Now, the last piece, oh, and then I also have 3, these are my last 3 of my little altered button pocket paper clips. And I only had 3 left, so I thought that's perfect because I need 3. So I pulled those, and we're going to use those in our journals too. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do envelopes for each signature, and we're going to do napkin over book page envelopes. I love these. They're simple. You get a lot of design and decoration without really a whole lot of work. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did that because I've had a lot of people ask how I do my envelopes that are napkin over book page. Now, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of tutorials on YouTube on how to do this. Everybody does them a little bit different. It's super easy. So what we're going to do first is I've chosen this napkin, and I'm going to take this napkin down to the printed layer of tissue. And the easiest way to do that is just take a piece of tape and lay the tape on the tissue and pull, and it'll lift up that top layer. Take another piece of tape, and it'll just grab that top layer of tissue paper so that you can tear it right off. Okay, so this is what we have. Now, what I'm going to be using for my book pages is I have kind of a bin where I keep my text blocks from my books that I've used the cover, that I've already utilized the cover as a journal. And that's what I pull from. And depending on how big I want the piece of ephemera that I'm working on, and I knew because it's an envelope, I wanted it a little bit bigger, so I pulled one of the biggest text blocks that I have. And what I'm going to do to start is I'm just going to take and I'm going to glue these first 2 pages together. And because I'm going to sew around the envelope, I'm just going to put glue in the center, which I just kind of cover all the text with glue. Then I'm going to close that top page over it so that everything's all evenly glued together before I even tear it out of the book. Okay, so these are glued together, and I'm just going to tear them out. Set this aside. We don't need that anymore. Now, this kind of has a hard, like, glued edge where the glue is that holds the book together. And I'm just going to trim that off because it's kind of bumpy and hard. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my napkin face down. And I'm going to take my glue book that I glue with. And I work with half of it at a time. Okay. And I'm just going to put glue all over this first half. Let me make sure I'm in frame. So let me push up a little bit. So all over this first half. And make sure you're going edge to edge and getting glue everywhere. Okay. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it down on the napkin. And I'm going to press down. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to gently smooth it out. You don't want to put your fingers too much on there. If your fingers, because it's sticky, if your fingers get glue on them, it will tear the napkin. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my glue book back over. I'm going to lift up my napkin to where it stops, because it'll stop where the glue is. And the area that's left, I'm just going to put glue on. Getting the glue all over. Okay. I'm going to lay the napkin back down very gently. Smooth that out. My dog has his nose. Let's see if you guys can see this.